Shabbat Shalom. We'll let the rabbi get his microphone so that anybody listening at home can actually hear us. We now have all of our Shabbat evening services are streaming. There's a camera behind you, and we turn it on, and you can go to stream.trt.org and watch from home. And also, if you miss it, I think you can watch it later. So it doesn't have to be live. Well, it's somewhere. It might be up there.
Does everyone know they're being recorded?
Yes, I just told them.
Okay.
But it works a lot better on the computer if the rabbi and I have microphones on than if we don't have microphones on, in which case, exactly. And if you ever do watch it and you want to give us feedback, let us know what it sounds like, what it looks like to you as the consumer at home to know, like, you know,
Please.
Can you actually pray to what's happening? Or is it like, oh, that's so cute?
And I want to know, do you rise when it says please rise? You know, that's my real question. Then you know you're into it. So, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
I was saying over here, this is, sure is my first day back. We've been away for a while, and it is nice to come back. I noticed all new windows in the atrium.
Yeah.
If you haven't noticed, go check out.
The
all
whole,
around.
the whole building, but
The whole
those are
building?
clear.
I didn't see the rest of them. Really?
They're clear.
Wow.
The atrium is a darker window, and every place else has another thing that is, it's like an adhesive that makes it also shatterproof. So in the atrium, it's darker so that it will help hopefully with the temperature some, which it already has, and but it's mostly for security to be shatterproof, right, Mark?
Thanks to Homeland Security, yes.
Yes.
We got a grant.
That's just the first phase of what we're going to be doing.
Yes, if you've ever walked into the atrium when the door wasn't open on the inside, you'll find yourself crawling to the other side as if you were in Death Valley, trying to make it before you lose it completely. So it really is good to be back. And Joanna will be leaving on vacation mañana, Sunday. And next Friday night, Shira is going to be doing the music together with me. So it's good to have things going on. And for people say to me, how's your summer going? And my answer now is, it was great. It's over. We're already in the fall. You may not notice, but we're at high holidays already. Joanna's already been nagging me about when are you getting the stuff done that we need. So it was like, welcome home. When are you doing this? So can we take a minute, just go around and say your name and where you live, and we'll start right here and go around.
Joanna, and I live in Metuchen.
And I'm Don Weber, and I live in Morganville.
More from the thought, it was normal.
David Brown, Freehold Township.
A little louder, please, if you could. So, yeah?
Sherry Feller, I live in Colfax.
Ron Feller, I live in Colfax.
Kids Jessamine,
Nathan Navish, I live in Marlboro.
Linda Davis, Margaret. Sherry Stern, Liverpool. Linda Lady,
Sherry Wayne, Freehold Township.
Thank you.
Freehold Township wins.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
there are more
yeah.
people from Freehold Township? There we go.
I didn't realize there was a contest. So,
We begin with Hine Matov, which can be on the screens. It's our regular Hine Matov U'Manayim Shavadachim Gam Yachad. And then we repeat how good it is, how sweet it is, and together, to be together on this day. Hine Matov U'Manayim Shavadachim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov U'Manayim Shavadachim Gam Yachad. How good it is.
how good it is,
How sweet it is.
how sweet it is
To be together on this day. How good it is.
how good it is,
How sweet it is.
how sweet it is
To be together on this day. Hine Matov U'Manayim salam aleikum. Shalom alechem, salam aleikum. Shalom alechem, salam aleikum. Shalom alechem, salam aleikum. How good it is.
How good it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is
To be together on this day. How good it is.
How good it is.
How sweet it is.
How sweet it is
To be together on this day. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. We continue with Olam Chesed Yibaneh, that we are in this partnership with God, and together, if we build this world from love, God too will build this world from love. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yadadai, Yadadai, Yadadai. 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 I will build this world from love. Yadadai, Yadadai, Yadadai. And you must build this world from love. Yadadai, Yadadai, Yadadai. And if we build this world from love, Yadadai, 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 then God will build this world from love. Yadadai, Yadadai, Yadadai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yadadai, Yadadai, Yadadai. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yadadai, Yadadai, Yadadai.
This week's Torah portion is one of the most extraordinary in the entire Torah. It's the second portion in Devarim, in Deuteronomy, and it's called Vet Hanan. It has in it some regular rules, plus Shema, and V'ahavta, and the second set of the Ten Commandments. So there's like nothing going on in this week's portion. But I wanted to point out something which really is important, and it relates to Lecha Dodi, which we're going to sing next, which is on page 138 and 139, so please take a look. There's something we sing all the time in the first verse. If you look at the first verse in Hebrew and in English, Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad. Keep and remember, a single command, the only God caused us to hear. So the Ten Commandments that are repeated are not exact, but very close. But one of the differences is in the fourth commandment, which is about Shabbat. And in one reading it says, Shamor et Yom HaShabbat, keep Shabbat. In the other it says, Zachor et Yom HaShabbat, remember Shabbat. So how do the rabbis do this? Which is it? So of course they didn't ask a question without answering, which is that the two are both required. You have to remember it. Oh, right, it's Friday night, it's Saturday, we have to do this, and then you have to keep it. So it's not one or the other. So when Lecha Dodi was written in the Middle Ages, Shlomo Alkabetz, the writer of it, put these two together and said they were said as if they were one word. They were said at one time in one way that it was both together. So we always sing this, and no one ever really explains it. So I thought it'd be good to explain, especially since this is the week when we read that second reading and the other version of it. So all of us here tonight have done both in one word. We remember it, and we're keeping it.
138 and 39, we'll do verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat mekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat mekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Hishmiyanu el hamiuchad Adonai echad U'shemo echad L'shemo tiferet v'litchila Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat mekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat mekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mekor habracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof maaseh b'machshava techila. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 5, hitoreri, hitoreri, kiva orech, kumi ori, uri, uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai, alayich nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 9, Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha ובצהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Please be seated. We turn back to page 121 and 120 as we light the Shabbat candles.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. shel Shabbat.
A little story to share with you. It's told of a rabbi who lived his whole life in Sfat, up in northern Israel, way back, long ago, that he turned to his students one day and said, "I'm going to Switzerland." And this was not when it was a plane ride to Switzerland, it was a trip. And they looked and they said, "Rabbi, is there a great shul in Switzerland that we don't know about?" And he said, "No." "Is there a rabbi you want to study with that we don't know about?" He said, "No." And they said, "Well, why are you going to Switzerland?" And they said, "I have to see the Alps." And they said, "Well, why?" He said, "Because I'm worried that when I die, I'll face the Holy One who will say to me, 'Did you see my Alps? They're beautiful.' And I want to be able to say yes." And I thought about that 3 weeks ago when Shira and I spent Shabbat in Crested Butte, Colorado. You've been there? You're nodding. It's a wonderful place which has lots of mountains and no oxygen. Really, they apparently missed the oxygen boat because the city, the town, is at 9,800 feet. And we went to Shabbat services up a 3-mile dirt road that led 1,500 feet higher than that. And so Lecha Dodi was like, Lecha Dodi. We didn't even understand how people could talk. What was astonishing is we were there to see Shira's brother, who was conducting opera there. How my brother-in-law conducted opera, 2 hours of calisthenics with no air, I have no idea, and how the singers sang with no there, I don't know either, but it was astonishing. And the people we were staying with had a practice that every evening at 7:30, they went out and sat on their porch, which faced west. And for their evening entertainment, they watched the sun set over the mountains. No noise. Nothing. Just nothing. And no one spoke. And people just sat like we were watching this silent movie and watched God unfold nature in front of us. It was one of the holiest experiences that I could imagine. And it made me think back to that rabbi who said, I need to answer yes when God says, "Did you see my Alps?" So whether it's the Alps or the Rockies, please, if you think that the Poconos or the Catskills are mountains, they used to be. If you don't know this, the Catskills used to be the size of the Rockies. But that was a really long time ago. So the Rockies are young and worth the experience, especially if you can make a Shabbat in the Rockies. It is a level of holiness that's really extraordinary. So this summer, wherever you're going, try to take it in with the thought that this is one more thing I'll be able to say, yes, God, thank you, I saw that. That was really worthwhile. Page 144.
Struck by the line in English, may God's majesty be revealed in the days of our lifetime. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba Be'amad ivrach irutei v'amnech malchutei B'chayecha nevyam echad Uvchayedecho beit Yisrael Bagala bagala Uvizman kariv V'meru Amen Yeheshme Rabba mevarach le'alam alal me'amaya Yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach Yitbar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemedu kudsha b'richu Le'elamim kol bechata v'shirata Tush bechata v'nechemata Damiran be'alma melody for us, a Baruch 146. Yai lai, ya la lai, yai lai lai lai, ya la lai, yai lai, ya la lai, yai la lai lai lai, yai lai, ya la lai, yai la lai lai, ya la lai, yai lai 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 lai. Barechu et Adonai, Hamevorach, Hamevorach, Baruch Adonai, Hamevorach, Leolam, Leolam Vaed. Praise be Adonai, to whom our praise is due. Praise be Adonai, to whom our praise is due. Praise be Adonai, to whom our praise is due, now and forever. Ya la 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 la, ya la ya la la, ya la la la, ya la la, ya la ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la ya la la, ya la la la, ya la la. Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai.
148. Baruch atah
Adonai Eloheinu, melech haolam, asher bidbaro ma'ariv arabim, b'chokhmah poteach sha'arim, ובתבונה משנה עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם, ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה, גולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור, ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים.
150. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Vaed. 154. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בהם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להוד על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there, except by joining hands, marching together.
158. Mi chamacha bailim Adonai, mi chamacha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot, osef ele, nora tehilot, osef ele, osef ele, malchutecha ra'u vanecha, bokei oyam lifnei Moshe, Moshe u'Miriam zeli, anu ve'amiru, Adonai yimloch, le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed, mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot, osef ele, nora tehilot, osef ele, osef ele.
Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
161 and 160. Let there be love. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu l'shalom, Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu l'shalom. Let there be love, let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Page 162. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We continue with the Amidah on the even pages, 164, 166, and onward. Please rise if you're able.
Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagi tehillatech. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'koneh HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, U'mevii Geula Livnei Bneihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah Rab lehoshia, Morid atah, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Zomech noflim berofech holim, umatir asurim, umekayim emunato lishenei afar. Miachamocha b'diburot, umiedo melach, melech memit umechayeh, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'nemanat halachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol.
171. Days pass and the years vanish,
And we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illumines the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see wherever we gaze that the bush burns unconsumed, and we, clay touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it.
Blessed is the Eternal One, the Holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. (172) You set aside the seventh day for your name, the pinnacle of creation, and you blessed it above all other days, more sacred than all festival times. So it is written in your Torah, the heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the seventh day God had completed the work that had been done, ceasing then on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, and ceased from all the creative work that God had chosen to do. Our God and God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest. Sanctify us with your mitzvot, and grant us a share in your Torah. Satisfy us with your goodness, and gladden us with your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Adonai our God, grant as our heritage your holy Shabbat, that Israel who sanctifies your name may rest on it. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh HaShabbat. 175. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yir'ah na'avod. 177. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha na'eh lahodot.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamvarech et amo Yisrael v'shalom. We continue through page 181, or with the words of our own heart. Oseh shalom b'imromav, Oyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru Shalom b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la ya la 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 la, ya la la ya la 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 la. Aseh shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru Amen.
Please turn to page 371. In the middle of the page to our prayer for healing. And at this time, if there are people whom you are praying for healing for them. For some, we're asking for physical healing. May they get better from what ails them. For others, we're asking for emotional healing. May they get better from the things that are burdening them. And for others, we ask for spiritual healing. May they find the way to shalom, to shleimut, to wholeness, in a way that they aren't right now able to do. Whichever one, two, or all three of them it may be, this is a time to ask God to bless them and us with shleimut, with wholeness. If there are names of people you'd like to add to our prayer, please say them aloud as I look at you. Otherwise, please say them to yourselves.
Harris Gilbert, recovering from a lung operation. Yeah, I do saw someone.
Mishaberach avotenu bekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. And let us say, Amen. Mir sheberach imotenu, mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
This is the first Shabbat in July, and so we'd like to offer a special blessing in August.
You skipped July.
I wasn't here, so, it didn't happen. So, August, right. If you are an August birthday person, or if you were a July birthday person and couldn't be here in July, we'd like to invite you up for a special blessing. Do we have birthday people? Yes, come on up. Please come up to the bima. Are you a birthday person? When's your birthday? July what? July 12th? So now you're 14 years old? No. How old are you? You're 5? High five. There you go. Come on up. And we have a special treat. Would everyone else please rise? Come on, right up. You know how to do this, right? Yes, no?
Yes.
All right. Good. We're going to go right in front of the ark and open it up.
Can you help me open it, Dylan?
Dylan, would you
Can you
grab
pull
the
that
other
handle?
side and open it right up here
Pull.
where I am. All the way
Thank
open.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dylan.
Sorry. We're going to stand here and you all can face toward us. Ready? Okay, so you're 5 and I don't ask anyone else. We're good. Okay? Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, our God and God of our ancestors, God of days and years, our lives are in your hands. We thank you day by day for your many blessings. And as year follows year, we grow ever more grateful for all your gifts. These people whose birthdays occur this month come before you with special prayers of thanks and praise. Be with them always to sweeten the joys of their lives. Bless them with health and happiness. Bless them with the strength to overcome sickness and sorrow. And bless them with the wisdom to learn from all their experiences. We pray that their lives will be filled with good and with an abundance of your blessings. May they and all those they love have the joy of sharing and celebrating in your presence for many, many years to come. Please join us in Shechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Adonai, our God, source of all creation, for creating us, for sustaining us, and for bringing us to this time of celebration. Mazel tov to all of you, and we have something sweet for each of you to celebrate your birthday. And as many of you know by now, I like the Israeli custom. Instead of saying, bis 120 ad 120, may you live to be 120, you know, they say in Hebrew, in Israel, ad 120, may you live to be 100 and feel like you're 20. And I like that a lot better. So on 3, we're going to ask you all to say like you mean it, ad 120. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Ad 120.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. No, high five. There you go. Happy birthday. Please be seated. So, as I said, this week's Torah portion is huge. It's basically Moses talking to the Israelites as they get ready to go off to camp without him. The only way I could ever understand all of Deuteronomy, this entire last book of Torah, is Moses going back and repeating everything he's taught the Israelites over 40 years, because they're about to go on, he's about to die. It's the 40th year of the Exodus. They're coming to the land, to the promised land, to the land of Canaan, and they're going to go in there and he's not. And so Devarim, Deuteronomy, the Latin Deuteronomy, second law. It's the retelling of many of the laws. Now they change a little bit, but basically he's saying, don't forget. And the example I always gave that worked for me was kids used to go to camp on a bus. Anyone remember that? You didn't take them to camp. You took them somewhere, put them on a bus, and they all went off to camp. It was much more convenient. And I remember watching parents talking to their kids as they're getting on the bus going, don't forget to brush your teeth, don't forget to wash, don't forget to be nice to people. And I'm thinking, like, what, you never taught them this stuff before now? Well, obviously they did. Little reminder right at the last minute never hurt. So we have in Devarim, in this last book, this repetition, but new things as well, including Shema and V'ahavta, which are not anywhere else in Torah. So I'm going to ask you to turn back to page 154 in your books, because among the greatest hits of Torah, we have this one. And it's something which we read all the time, very often in Hebrew, often in English. And there's one verse I want to concentrate on, but it never hurts to read a little Torah. We did it in Hebrew before, so I'm going to ask you to read Torah with me right now. Ready? You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God. Now, in the Hebrew, the one line that says, recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, the Hebrew actually says, v'dibarta bam, which literally means just talk about them. Say them. And it's one of the things that I looked at and I thought, we all say this. We can, if you've been involved in the Jewish community for more than a year in your whole life, you've heard this so many times that it starts to become rote. And I think we start to forget what it means. Who here, I'm not asking you to raise your hands, but think about this, speaks about this stuff when you're at home and when you're away, when you lie down and when you get up? We'll all say it. Well, yeah, they'll have that, right? Cool. But who does it? Now, I will tell you that one of the most beautiful things that I've had on a Shabbat has been to be at someone's house where we sit at the Shabbat table on Friday night or sit around on Saturday afternoon and go, let's discuss something together. Let's study Torah. Some form, some way. I would venture to say that most Reformed Jews are really uncomfortable doing that. Many Reformed Jews don't feel they're skilled enough to do it. Others feel, company over, you're going to say, let's study Torah? That's weird. To some, it might even smack of some fundamentalist Christian kind of, oh, let's drag out the Bible. We're eating dinner. Why are you dragging out the Bible? But there is something really special that goes on, not when someone talks at you over a Shabbat table, but when the discussion is about something l'shem shamayim, for the sake of heaven. You can talk about sports. You talk about politics, which currently will make everybody lose their appetite. I don't care which side of the fence you sit on as far as politics. What if our discussion was something different than that? So I want to give you all a little gift to take home. Some of the gentlemen in the room have seen some of this before, because one of the best sources of discussion material I've ever found is something which is on our back wall over there and in different places around the synagogue. It's Pirkei Avot, the oldest section of the Talmud, which just gives short quotes from the rabbis, and I mean the rabbis, the people whose names Hillel, Shammai, Akiba, Yochanan, I mean, the extraordinary men who lived approximately 2,000 years ago. And it just collected their wisdom. Tell me in one sentence what you think is important. And each of these prakim, each of these sentences, or in some cases a short paragraph, carries wisdom that these extraordinarily wise men, they were all men, felt was worth preserving. So we have a group of men that get together now. We've done it 3 times. We're going to continue again this year because it was so well received for something we call Torah and Tequila. Can't offer you the second part of that today. But to give us discussion topics, I've been going through Pirkei Avot. It's not a particularly long book. Pulling out sections, quotes, individual lines, and adding a couple of questions. The questions are just possible things to talk about. But I'm going to give this to ask you each to one per family, if you would. Martin will pass that way. If you could pass that around. Danielle, if you could grab one there, thank you. I would suggest to you that any one of them would be a great conversation. Either the text itself, or if you like my questions, feel free to use the questions that are there. Feel free, as the Haggadah says, to make up questions of your own. It's fine. But imagine if you were to take time, whether you're sitting by yourself on Shabbat afternoon, whether you're sitting with a loved one, a friend, a child, a parent, a grandchild, whomever it might be, and say, let's talk about this for a little while. And if there are people watching this on the internet, you're welcome to call the office or email me, and I'll be happy to send you a copy as well. The questions that are added there are just mine. The texts themselves, each one underlined, is from Pirkei Avot. And I just give it to you as a little gift, because we read this section. The Haftarah is in every service. Traditionally, it's said every evening and every morning, because when you lie down and when you rise up, we say it. But do we ever take the time to stop to make it happen? And I think that one of the secrets is to take the time to discuss these words, to talk about them. I'm a big fan of the rabbis of the Mishnah, which is the first part of the Talmud. And many of the things that are on here, there are many, many more, have stood the test of time such that when our men get together, we've at the most covered 3 of them in an hour and a half. And with almost each one, I've had to stop the conversation and move it on, or stop it because it's time to go home, because people really don't want to stop talking about them. Men who range from their 30s to their 80s sit together and talk about these things. And so I thought it was a chance both for other men and for all the women to have a chance to experience this as well. So on this Shabbat, I give it to you to take somewhere. If you want an electronic copy, let me know, I'll send it to you. Put it by your dinner table. Put it in your pocketbook. Somewhere, and when there's a time where you're sitting around and the talk turns to politics and it's making you crazy, or it just seems that we're just talking, say, why don't we talk about this one for a little bit? It says there, v'dibarta bam. We should talk about these things. So maybe this is a way to get that started.
The Haftarah in English. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might.
These words are on the screen.
And all these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart, and you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up, and you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes, and you shall write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commands
586 in the middle of the page. Please rise if you're able.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת קללה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. 588. שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו וגובהי מרומים. אלוהינו הוא אין עוד אמת מלכנו, אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, ככתוב בתורתו. וידעת היום והשבות אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, בשמיים ממעל, בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד.
Page 591. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding, loved each of us, for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד.
As I look at the announcement sheet, there are starting to be fall things, things going on. If you're a temple member, you've received the 50-50 raffle information in the mail. We hope that you'll take part in it. You could win a lot of money. You'll help the temple out. So you've received that. If you have questions, please call the office. Several book discussions going on. I do want to call your attention to the backpack collection that's going on over the summer. Again, something that very few of us ever had to worry about was how will we find the money for our child to go to school prepared to learn? Even if they go to free public school, you all remember that race to Staples? Like the line out the door on the first day? None of that stuff was free. And whether it's pencils for little kids, pens, protractors, rulers, notebooks, whatever it might be, the stuff adds up to a bloody fortune, especially if you have a couple of kids. So for several years now over the summer, we've done a backpack collection. And we ask you either to bring school supplies, or if you feel like it, buy the little kid's backpack and fill it with school supplies. Information is available. A list of supplies is available on the box outside. Go into Staples while it's not crazy parents doing it. Buy some things, do 1, 2, whatever you feel like, and bring them in and leave them here. And we will be sure they get to kids and to families that need them before the start of school, so they can go in without having 2 strikes against them on the first day of school. So we hope you'll consider doing that. Also, if you like to sing, please consider joining our choir. Speak to Joanna. She'd love to have you do that. We'd all love to have you be part of it. The choir is starting to work on high holiday things.
Sunday, August 20th.
Sunday, August 20th. They told you high holidays are coming up. What? You didn't miss it. Right. So please, we'd love to have you join us. And finally, if any, it says here, do you shop at Amazon.com? Someone must. There's a 2-minute enrollment at Amazon Smile, which is smile.amazon.com. And everything you buy at Amazon from then on, a percentage will go to TRT. It doesn't affect the price you pay. It doesn't cost you any more. You can use Amazon Prime. But everything that you purchase, TRT will get a cut. So the information, the instructions are on the announcement sheet. If you do that, please, it would help us a great deal, cost you nothing, and share it with others too, whoever would like to do it. I've got family members doing it, and it adds up. So we hope you'll consider that. There were several extras of those sheets, so afterwards, if anyone wants to take another, feel free. As I said, if you want an electronic copy, just email me, and I'll send you one. I hope that it does lead to some good discussion. The men's group, the Torah and Tequila group, will be starting up in the fall, but we're also looking to do the group minus the tequila together with the men of the Muslim community. They don't drink as a practice. They don't drink alcohol. So we're trying to work out coordination with them to pick a Thursday night like the way we do it. And the topic will be a little bit different, but we're going to try to get together the men of this community and the men of the Muslim community to learn together. Not just to sit and talk, but to learn together. The women got together and did baking and cooking. And no, I know, but they started with like challah and naan. I decided that wasn't really the right approach with the men, so we're going to try a little different one. If you're in the men's group, you will get information. If you're not and you'd like to know about it, please just let me know, and we'll be happy to put you on the list as we coordinate dates. So we hope you'll be part of that. Anything I missed?
No.
No? Good. Kaddish will be on the screens. And again, we add the line, just we added in Oseh Shalom. The last line we add, Val Kol Yoshvei Tevel. We ask for peace upon us and all Israel and all those who live on earth. So are there those here this week who are remembering loved ones who have died? If there are, we ask you please, as I look at you, say their names aloud. Please rise so we can accompany you in mourning.
Hamakom Yenachem Etchem Im Shar Avlei Tzion V'Yerushalayim. May God console you among the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach chiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon v'yamechon, v'chayeh dechol Beit Yisrael, v'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach la'alam olmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal Shmei d'kudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata ta'miran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya. V'chaim alenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, alenu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru Amen.
May the one who creates harmony on high
bring peace to us and to all Israel and to all the world.
To which we say,
Amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, alenu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel.
turn back to page 122 and 123 as we join together in Kiddush and thank God for this Shabbat. And there was evening and there was morning the sixth day. The heaven and the earth were finished and all their array. On the seventh day God finished the work that God had been doing. And God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher perishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava u'b'ratzon hinechilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikrai kodesh, zecher l'siyat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta, v'yotanu kidashta, mikol amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, v'ahava u'v'ratzon, hinchatanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Sure, you're going to get candy for all the young people?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Heather, can you have it cut?
Yep.
Thank you. It'll be at the back of the room. It'll be cut, and we can get some bags so that we don't have challah go to waste. You should bring some home with you. Celebrate nice French toast in the morning. Our closing song today will be a song that comes from the text of Pirkei Avot. It's one of my favorites, but it actually takes up, it's on two separate pages. So let me see if I had it and I lost it. It is on page 644 in the middle of the page, Im Ein Ani Li Mili. And then the second half of the song jumps to page 665, Bechol Dor Vador. So if you can keep a finger in each part.
644 and
665 and 644.
Middle and bottom.
It's one of my favorite texts. If I'm not for myself, who will be for me? If I'm only for myself, what am I? If not now, when? And then we go to Bechol Dor Vador. In every generation, we must see ourselves as if we personally came out of Egypt. Im ein ani li mili, וכשאני לעצמי מעני, ואם לא עכשיו, מתי, בכל דור ודור, חייב אדם לראות את עצמו, כאילו הוא יצא ממצרים. אם אין אני לי מילי, וכשאני לעצמי מעני, ואם לא עכשיו, מתי, ואם לא עכשיו, מתי,
I hope it will not surprise anyone to hear that I'm a fairly opinionated person and not shy about sharing the opinions. It's been a little difficult for me being away when such things happened as the two rulings in Israel about the Western Wall and about the conversion process. I promise you will be hearing more about those because I'm not going to be quiet about them. I'm very unhappy with both of them. So people said to me, are you canceling your participation in the December trip to Israel with Federation? And my answer was, hell no. It's not the way you do it. You go and you make noise. You go and you complain. You go and you protest. You go and you meet with people and say, we are part of the Jewish community and we're really unhappy with what you've done. In the 60s, some of us were told, America, love it or leave it. And our answer was always, America, love it and fix it. And the same thing applies to Israel. So we have now just received word just a couple of days ago that the Federation trip that Shira and I are going to be part of is taking place. We have enough participants. We have a number from TRT. If any of you would like to consider joining us, it starts on December 25th, goes into the beginning of January. It's an exciting trip. It's a powerful trip. It is, quite honestly, a life-changing trip, and we'd love to have you join us. We'll go, we'll celebrate, we'll learn, we'll be adventurous, and we will also make our voices heard. We hope you'll join us. Shabbat Shalom.